Hello, Scorpio! This is your weekly horoscope for the week starting September 19th, 2016. And hello to you Scorpio rising and you Scorpio moon people who are watching this as well. Remember, watching your moon, your rising, and your sun can show you where, the foreground, background play is going to be going on in your, in your weekly horoscope. So it's a good idea to check those ones out. And if you want to prioritize, even though I don't recommend it, I would also say, if you're going to choose, rising at least. There you go. Also, guys, quick reminder for you, tarot tutorships are up for enrollment right now at my website, integrativemysticism.com. Got one class going on September 18th, Sunday, and another one on September 25th. Sunday. So if you're interested in those, again, just go to my website, integrativemysticism.com, the same place you would go for scheduling your consultations with me to enroll for the online classes. So let's get started with the astrology. What's going on with the astrology this week? Well, we have got a lot of good going on. We've got Mercury and Pluto turning direct after being retrograde pretty much all month. And this is between your 11th house of friendships and social networking. That's the Mercury. And we've got Pluto turning direct in your 3rd house of communications, which is kind of an interesting kind of angle because you know what? There are going to be some harmonies as well coming from this. Okay, there's a harmonious angle. They're going to be making a lovely trine to one another from the 22nd to the 24th. And this is going to be a week where it's a great opportunity to clear the air and settle any kind of old beef or old issues with a friend that may have kind of been lingering underneath the surface. Whether it's somebody has been kind of stewing on it, but they won't spit it out, or they're only telling it, saying it halfway, or maybe we just haven't been talking about it at all, or maybe you've kind of been waiting for the right time to kind of clear the air, or maybe we've already had the fight, we're trying to bury the hatchet. This is the week where that is going to be done with great ease. We've also got Libra being occupied not only by Jupiter, but also by the Sun this week. The Sun is moving into Libra, and this is all in your 12th house, your hidden zone. And usually when we have the Sun moving into our 12th house, and especially when it's connecting to Jupiter like it will this week, we're getting some kind of inside surprise. Okay, some kind of hidden opportunity, something kind of showing up out of the blue. Somebody may be actually confiding this in secret, something you're not supposed to go out and tell the world that you have right now, or possibly even somebody who is, maybe it's they're playing favorites, or maybe they're kind of drawing out of a hat, or anything like that. But we've got a big win coming your way. This is not something, again, you can go public with just yet. But while the Sun is here all the way up to the 21st of October, you're going to be noticing people are going to be kind of calling upon you and looking for you while we have all this secret private energy happening here. Those personal relationships, or again, bringing people into the comfort of your own space, or having more of those one-on-one exchanges instead of those public announcements, is definitely going to be the key here. So you want to make sure that you're receptive to that, because again, people are going to be more inclined to give you more and take more chances on you if you will meet them again in private instead of trying to have everything get shouted from the rooftops. We've also got Venus moving into your sign, and this is going to create a period of wildcard blessings all the way up until October 18th. And whenever Venus is in your sign, remember, Venus is the planet of both luck and harmony and love at the same time. And a lot of Scorpio people are going to be feeling a lot more magnetic towards whatever it is they decide to set their sights on. So if you are trying to go out and attract the attention of somebody in particular, whether it's a love interest or a business interest, maybe you are trying to attract more money into your business or into your home, this Venus energy is actually going to take a lot of the effort out of achieving such an end. So that is it for the astrology for this week. Well, and a lot of these things last a little bit longer than a week, but astrology is never just for one day. So what is going on with the cards? What is going on for your spiritual advice and your tarot for the week? Well, we do have the card of the Cunning Woman. And this actually plays in very well with what I was talking about before. It's a week to be paying attention to where we need to be a lot more observant, but also a lot more subtle in the way we actually share our news, okay? The cunning woman doesn't just kind of jump up and react and start blasting things and making things public out of nowhere, even if it's good news, because the cunning woman is talking about using your information wisely, knowing when to capitalize on it, but also at the same time knowing when sometimes getting more people involved than already are involved, even if they are friends and relatives, may actually queer the deal or queer the arrangement that we are actually trying to manifest. Sometimes it's like too much excess information, too many extra opinions about a certain whatever, kind of change our performance, perhaps a bit too much. So, if you want to go share this with somebody is for the sake of, an advisor, that's perfectly fine. But maybe going through and kind of like, well, guess what happened? Hold on a minute. This week, let things develop before we actually start telling people what happened, because it might not be done happening yet. For your Earth sector, when it comes to your work and your finances, we have the Two of Swords upright. And yes, I'm using a new deck. I'm going to be putting out a special video about this on my vlog channel, Scarlet Moon Magic, if you want to go subscribe and check that out. And with the Two of Swords upright, we are kind of seeing a bit of a stalemate going on when it comes to your financial life. We may actually find a great opportunity to sort of curb an expense, but it's kind of a week of breaking even in a lot of ways. And that might be enough. That might be enough for now. But with the Two of Swords, this can bring its sense of, okay, we broke even, we had our even moment, again, we're at that stalemate, at least it's not a loss, but then what? And a lot of this has to do with a pause that's kind of in the air. Because usually with the Two of Swords, it's all about paying attention to where we need to wait for the environment to catch up with us. Maybe a client or a customer or a hiring manager just is not actually keeping up the pace with you in terms of what you are doing, how you are performing. Maybe they're not actually moving along as quickly as they could. If you've ever had those people who are kind of like, oh, I want to go and do this, or I can't wait to do this, and then they never do. Or a person who says, well, how do I get this from you? It's like, well, ask someone who works here. I happen to work here. Why don't you go do that? Or go order it, or go to the cashier. It's kind of one of those weird sort of stalemate situations where we're like waiting for the environment to actually perform their role as the client, as the customer, as the coworker. But as far as this is concerned, again, there's kind of a weird breaking even kind of energy. It's very, very temporary, but we are just going to have to be patient with it. For your communications, when it comes to the messages you get from friends and from relatives and the others in your life, we do have the Queen of Wands upright. And this card talks a lot about somebody who is actually going out and spreading your good name, spreading the good on your behalf. You may find out that maybe there is somebody promoting you or promoting a craft or a project that you're on. This person could also be trying to talk you up to a prospective lover, to a prospective romantic partner, but they're kind of volunteering themselves to do the legwork for you in this regard. And the Queen of Wands usually does show up as somebody who is definitely making you their cause of the week. Now, they are going to be doing a good job, so you may feel like this is a wonderful favor, or you may feel like it's intrusive, but regardless, they are doing a good job, so try not to be too territorial. Oh, sorry, I'm still getting used to these cards. This is not a bad card, it's just the image makes me sad. Okay, so for your emotions, with your relationships, if you have the Death card upright, and I got this deck as a gift, and I was like, God, there's going to be a Death card in this deck. But it's actually a gorgeous card. It's got all 9 lives and everything on there. But this actually is not a bad card. The Death card for your relationships and for your romantic life doesn't mean the end of a relationship, explicitly. This actually does talk about an end of an era, though. But this is an end that you can see coming. Okay, with the Death card, it's all about a natural end. This is not something that just kind of happens out of nowhere. Even if you're not paying attention, I think that there's a part of this energy that's kind of understood by everyone involved. And this could not be, this might be the end of something that you're not happy with. This often shows up for people who are just on the cusp of getting into a new relationship, for instance. We just had this full moon lunar eclipse in your 5th house of love and romance, And so this could actually be talking about getting ready to embark on a new relationship, the end of an era of singlehood or the end of an era of bad luck in relationships. For those of you who are currently coupled, the Death card upright says you and your partner are going to agree to commence with an ending, with initiating an ending, whether it's kind of ending ties with the place that you guys live. Maybe we're deciding that the two of you want to have your child attend a different school, or there could actually be a need to consider maybe, making an ending, within the way we handle our relationship, whether it's settling old business. Either way, we're talking about an ending that brings a clean slate for all involved. So that is your forecast, Scorpio. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate it. And of course, if you'd like to get a session, you can always follow the links below or go to integrativemysticism.com.